At first there's just that sense of disbelief that you actually have prostate cancer, because when you hear about people having serious diseases, you always think it's going to be the other guy. My name's Jennings. I'm 51 years old. I live in Montclair, New Jersey with my wife Deb and with my sons Drew and Owen. I've been an editor here at the Times since 1993, but even though I'm a Times editor, I'm also a writer. I'm writing these weekly blog posts for the Times about having prostate cancer and coping with it. And I think really what happened, that by me being willing to be blunt and honest about having prostate cancer, really gave this group of men and women permission to talk about things that I don't think any of them had talked about. And literally, I feel as if since that first post went up on November 11th, that my life has changed. Like anyone who gets a serious illness or disease, I feel more thankful than ever for what I do have. My wife and my sons. My wife Deb is great. She's the one who takes the notes during our doctor's visits. She's the one ferreting information out of the internet and from other doctors.
It allows a measure of control. I don't think that there's any chance I'll ever have the capacity myself to come up with a cure. And so I do what I can, make them happy, make them comfortable, and that involves a lot of things when you're a couple.
These things can either split you apart or make you, bring you closer together, and it's definitely brought us closer together. Sex becomes very weird. I'll be totally honest. Since my surgery on July 7th, I haven't had an erection. I've certainly been aroused. You have to redefine, what your ideas of sex and sexuality are. Sure, it would be great to have, normal sex, but my wife and I are still close. It stinks, but it is what it is. And there is kind of a Twilight Zone aspect to it. It's just, I've always tried to have a sense of humor. I think if you can't temper your life with that you're going to spend a lot of time really, really depressed. On Halloween, Deb and I were driving down to the Cancer Institute of New Jersey. For what I think the first time in my life, I see a casket truck on the road. I just, if you believed in omens, I would have told my wife just to turn the car back around and let's go home. We were hungry, just barely alive.
I think we really connect when it comes to listening to music together, and that's been one of the greatest things that he's given me. That's my love of music.
The night they drove old Dixie down.
My dad cannot sing. Like I said before, he is probably the biggest music lover that I know, and he can't carry a tune. It's horrendous.
Where you're in the hospital and you got long, your hair's kind of long and it gets greasy and slimy. So I said, all right, I'm getting a buzz cut.
Your usual, right?
Yeah. Even if it's not real, it makes me feel more energetic and it makes me feel more ready to face the world each day.
Great. Okay.
It also made me feel 10 years old again. Like I was, back home in New Hampshire and playing baseball and reading comic books and watching the Red Sox. When I get a buzz cut, it's it's like Batman putting on his mask. I'll be getting my treatments 5 days a week. I'll have 33 treatments in all.
This is the unfamily moment coming up. Pardon me.
It's not a direct beam. It's not like a James Bond movie where he's chained to the table. I'm in the machine, the radiation's coming down, and suddenly I just hear those chords. Dun, 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 dun.
heavy metal, and he likes really loud music. I played it for him, and he just decided that Iron Man, Black Sabbath, that was going to be his song.
It's what personal medicine should be about. You know, just that little human touch, you know. I'm a naturally optimistic person, but I'm also realistic. I'm kind of that odd thing. I'm kind of a dreamy pragmatist. I know this is serious, and I worry. I mean, I cry. You know, I worry that that I won't see my sons get married or see my grandchildren. I mean, and it's not so much for me as it is for them. You know, on one hand, you know, 51 years is a long time. You know, the world has changed a lot since 1957. And I'm happy with my life, but there's also that, you know, that deep part of me that wants those things.